He's a World War II vet, a patriot, an American citizen. When white flags rose, the battle waged on for Arla Harrell.
What the Army offered him was a great deal to him. They would take care of him and his health for the rest of his life.
But the military didn't live up to that promise. Arla Harrell is one of 60,000 servicemen the U.S. military used to conduct toxic and near-lethal experiments on in World War II.
He was 18 years old. He was an orphan at the time. He was purposely exposed to mustard gas and secret experiments by the Army at Camp Crowder, Missouri.
He was silenced by the military.
This was secret. He could not speak about it. If he did speak about it, there was the risk that he could be put in Fort Leavenworth at that point.
For decades, the cause of his ailments puzzled doctors and his family.
They gave him a bunch of things that he could use, but they never helped. He'd leave them in the drawer.
I sometimes got very angry because my father would not let me wear perfume or hairspray. I understand now.
It wasn't until 1991 when the oath of secrecy was lifted. Arla's family discovered the truth.
When I found out about it, I was really angry about it, and I still am.
A medical claim to the VA was made in December of that year. By then, the effects of the poison had already taken hold.
Well, we tried to get all of the information that we could. I tried to get his records, and there was always kind of a roadblock.
The biggest roadblock was the proof Arla needed.
As you can see from some of my father's records were involved in the fire in St. Louis, so this is just like one page that has some of the missing information. There are some pages that there was nothing retrievable.
His files were partially to completely destroyed. The VA was making the Harrells prove that he was part of a top secret experiment that happened 70 years ago with limited access to information. His family was losing hope.
One of our things in the Soldier's Creed was no soldier left behind, and definitely they were leaving this soldier behind.
Today, only 40 veterans are receiving benefits due to mustard gas exposure. 90% of applicants have been denied.
I just didn't feel like I could do any more. I thought, well, I've done it so many times, I'm just going to give up.
With mounting medical bills, Harrell spends his days in this nursing home in Macon, Missouri.
My father has a history of asthma and atypical pneumonias and emphysema and all of those things that are related to mustard gas exposure.
That's when his children stepped in.
I retired to do this.
25 years since that first claim, frustrated, they reached out to Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill.
There have been many letters sent to many politicians over the years. She is not the first.
Neither Arla or Betty or any of their children had an idea what would happen next.
My mother had received a phone call from Senator McCaskill's office.
Arla Harrell has tried to get help over the past 25 years, but has been rebuffed at every turn.
McCaskill took the fight to Washington.
She's done a good job of advocating for us.
A long way from D.C., Harrell has never met McCaskill. An American hero finally meets a hero of his own.
I just made up my mind it was unacceptable, and I was going to work and work and work until I got him the benefits he deserves after what he's been through.
Last month, 72 years after gas agents were administered to those 60,000 servicemen, McCaskill testified for the second year in a row. She's promoting a bill she crafted, the Arla Wayne Harrell Act.
We know it's less than 400 people that potentially could benefit from this bill. Sometimes it's hard to get those kinds of issues the attention they deserve.
McCaskill says if Arla kept proof of the experiments, he would have been in violation of the law.
I was struck by the notion that the military and the Veterans Administration was saying to this veteran, you were in a top secret classified experiment, prove it to us. By the way, they're the ones that should have the proof.
Arla Harrell was once part of history. Just last week, he became part of history again. The Arla Wayne Harrell Act will be added to the Senate Annual Defense Bill. But through it all, this family has never held animosity toward the military.
It has been very hard. There have been days that I've not been so good as I am today. Today is a great day for my father and for our country, that my father's being recognized as well as other veterans are being recognized. Our country's finally saying thank you.
Senator McCaskill says she is confident the bill with the attached Arla Wayne Harrell Act will pass. If so, it will head to the House and finally to the President to sign into law. Lewis Finley, KTVO News.